Good morning, MPC. Welcome sa ating regular press briefing with Chief Presidential Legal Counsel and Spokesman, Secretary Salvador Panelo. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, MPC members. I'm ready.
Question, MPC. Raymond.
Ay, na-release na ba yung sa cabinet meeting statement? Pa-release na. Hindi ko pala na-text.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Hi, sir.
Morning.
Good morning to the biggest winner last night.
PBB.
Sir, the president also cited the jurisprudence, specifically the Faeldon versus People of the Philippines, na possible legal basis for the rearrest of the 1,700 inmates convicted of heinous crimes.
1,000 nila?
1,900, pero ang
Oh, that is your answer, Joseph.
ang figure ng Pangulo, 1,700. So,
Saan mo naman ako yung 1,900?
BuCor.
Di yun ang tama.
Sir, pwede ba talaga, is this equally applicable to the cases of those 1,700 mentioned by the President, considering that the primary basis of the Supreme Court ruling was the authority of the warden to issue release order or to grant GCTA to Faeldon?
In fact, even if there was no Supreme Court ruling, the fact remains that the basis for the release has no legal justification. Hence, it is void ab initio, and therefore, the sentence remains. And so they can be rearrested because they have not served fully their sentence insofar as those who are disqualified from availing of the benefits of Republic Act 10592.
Sir, yung paghabol ng accountability with the release is also retroactive just like the law, di ba? So, how can we account now Senator Bato de la Rosa, who himself during his term as BuCor Director General released also convicts of heinous crimes?
With respect to Senator De La Rosa, then that requires an investigation on whatever circumstances that made him sign release papers. Case to case yun. Iba naman yung kay Chief Faeldon. Kasi yun ang under investigation ngayon. But, as I said earlier, the President, he was going to wait for the investigation of the Senate. But apparently, the basis of the termination of Chief Faeldon is not with respect to the ongoing investigation now, but as pointed out expressly by the President himself, is being fired because he has disobeyed a direct order coming from the President.
And that was the August 20 call of the President or Senator Bongo?
The instruction that was coursed through Senator Bongo to relay the message to him. And he received it.
And why is it only last night that he made the decision to finally fire him?
That's his discretion, when to fire or when not to fire.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Raymond. Joyce?
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, reaction muna. The
Oh,
President...
by the way, happy birthday, Joyce.
Thank you, sir.
It's your birthday today.
Are you sure, sir? Joy Bernardo ba yan?
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, sir.
Happy birthday to you. Tuloy nyo ba? Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Thank you, sir.
Joyce.
Kahapon po, pero thank you.
Ay,
Sir,
hindi.
reaction niyo po, the President expressed full faith and confidence in you.
I thank him for that.
Sir, kwento
I
niyo,
already thank him.
what happened when you met the President and talked
Wala,
about
sabi
it?
ko, Mr. President, thank you for your expression of confidence. And he said, ay, totoo naman yun. Yun lang. Ay, totoo naman yun. Hindi, totoo yung sinabi niya na he vouched for my character and that what I did was the correct thing. Oh, by the way, some of you were asking about the circumstances of the visit. You know that it's only yesterday that I learned the detail. Kasi hindi ko naman remember, we had a press briefing on October, ano yun? April, Darren? Ano nga yun? Ano yung unang punta? Feb 7, meron tayong press briefing. Paglabas ko dyan, they were there. And I didn't recognize the mother-daughter simply because 27 years ago na eh. So, syempre, nag-iba na mukha, medyo naging healthy. Yung isa naman, batang-bata pa, medyo naging adult. So, tinanong ko pa sila kung sino sila eh. So, they introduced themselves. Sabi ko, kayo pala, oh. Sabi ko, ano bang mga gagawa ko para sa inyo? Sabi niya, sir, nag-a-apply si Mayor Sanchez ng executive clemency. Tulungan niyo naman kami. Ang sagot ko, simple lang sagot ko. Sabi ko, di sumulat kayo. Kasi ma-protocol dito eh. Kung anong kailangan ng kahit na sino, sumulat kayo sa opisina. And then, I will officially respond. Tapos, papunta na ako sa elevator. And then, pagdating sa opisina, nirefer ko na sila sa staff. And then, according to my staff, Joy, sabi niya, sir, ang ginawa nila, she emailed. And that was the first letter. And then, pagkatapos pala nun, syempre, I forgot all about it na dahil everyday, ang dami nating trabaho. And then, according to Joy, the daughter called her up. But before that, sabi ko, kahapon, paano nga pala nakapasok yon? Bakit hindi ko alam na may darating? Sir, di rin namin alam, basta dumating lang yon. Kaya nga, in fact, I told her, sabi ko, paimbestigahan nyo nga sa PSG, paano nakapasok nang hindi nalalaman. So, sabi ko, after that, ano nangyari? Sabi niya, sir, nag-text, nagpa-follow up. After that, tapos siya nag-follow up uli siya nung, kailan yun? Nung pumunta? Noong 26, nag-text daw na pupunta, nagpa-follow up. So, what Joy did, since I assigned that to ASEC Darren, pinuntahan si ASEC Darren. Pinuntahan ka, di ba? At sinabihan sa'yo na pina-follow up. And then ASEC Darren naman, at that time yata, may nagawa ka na ba o ginawa mo pa lang? Pinag-aralan pa tapos gumawa ka na. So pagdating nila, they were ushered in, and then I told him, sabi ko, dito na yung response ko sa letter niyo, i-refer ko na lang. Sabi niya, tulungan niyo naman kami. Kung ano yung batas, sundin na lang natin. Basta ito, i-refer ko. Antayin niyo na lang ang sagot nila. Yun. That was the end of it.
So there were no prior appointments,
Ay,
sir?
wala. Pinaimbestiga ko nga ngayon, paano nakarating sila 2 beses eh. Nang hindi natin nalalaman.
So, bale, sir, based sa alam ninyo, how many times sila pumunta sa office niyo?
2 nga ang recorded.
Twice lang ang recorded. Yung Feb 21 daw, sir, meron din po bang ganun, sir?
Meron bang Feb 21? Wala akong alam na may Feb. Ano?
So 3 times.
Ha?
Sir, kasi I checked the logbook.
Oo.
Based on the logbook, Elvira and Maymay, they came
Feb 7 muna.
Feb 7
Then?
and then Feb 21. But
Oh.
nung Feb 21, wala sila sa gwardiya sa baba, pero meron silang log sa 4th floor, dun sa office mo. LV and Maymay Sanchez, February 21. Attorney Panelo, person to visit Attorney Panelo at 10 a.m.
Anong araw ang February 21?
Feb 21, Thursday, may briefing din.
Dapat may briefing ako. But parang hindi ko yata sila nakita na. Natatanda mo ba yan, Asik Darren? But sigurado bang wala akong out of town? Baka naman out of town ako. Feb 21? Basta 2 beses ko lang sila nakita. Yung paglabas ko dyan, saka yung binigay ko yung referral letter. Nang tumanggap sila.
Follow up? Mamaya na.
May
Joyce,
ibang,
sige.
may
Follow up.
Sir, kamusta po yung libel complaints? Have you already filed
Yung nga yan?
libel complaint
No,
against
siyempre,
Rappler and
before
Cor?
kasi you file a libel complaint, you send a demand letter to them. So I sent demand letters to the publisher, editor, and the writer of that article sa Philippine Daily Inquirer, and also the publisher, editor, and the writer of Rappler.
Demand letter.
Yeah, I was asking,
For public.
I was explaining them why I'm suing them because of what they maliciously imputed to me an act which is not true. That is recommending the grant. I never recommended anything. I just referred a letter perfunctorily. And I said, I demand an apology and a rectification of this. Otherwise, I will have to go to court.
Have they responded, sir?
Wala pa eh, pinadala pa lang naman eh. Was that sent by mail, Asik Darren? Yung demand letters? Pinirmahan ko kahapon nung bago ako umalis.
So kahapon lang, sir, pinadala.
Napadala na ba? Hindi, kasi pinirmahan ko lang pag akyat ko sa opisina nung hapon eh, pagdating ko.
Sir, sa cabinet meeting kahapon, nabanggit na po ba ni President Duterte sinong gusto niyang pumalit kay Faeldon?
Wala siyang binanggit. Hindi ba tinanong nyo raw? Ano ba sagot?
Hindi niya sinagot, sir.
Baka naman yung kasi meron siyang in-appoint na deputy director. Baka yun muna. OIC.
Sir, yun muna, sir.
I think
Yung
so.
deputy.
Baka, kasi kung siya ang deputy, automatically, he will assume the OIC post. Yes. Ngayon, yun nga yata. General Menegrito.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Joyce, thank you. MPC, question. Celerina.
Sir, you have mentioned that the action taken by then BuCor Chief De La Rosa should be investigated. Who will investigate?
Hindi, the president ordered the investigation.
De La Rosa. Yes, sir.
Then somebody has to complain kung may ginawa siyang whatever.
So, hindi moto proprio yung pag-investigate. Kailangang merong magfa-file pa ng complaint.
Siyempre, kung wala naman nagre-reklamo sa ginawa niya, paano mo naman?
Pero just in the case of Faeldon, di ba, the president asked the ombudsman to investigate him. So, since his action was done during when he was still with the executive, si De La Rosa.
Sige, I will ask the president kung ano ang with respect naman to BuCor, formerly BuCor Chief De La Rosa.
Okay. Follow up doon. Ina or Joseph?
Sir, because related to that, si House Justice Committee Chair Congressman Ching Veloso is saying, di ba, dahil close to 2,000 or about 2,000 heinous crime convicts were released, and those people were not just released during the time of Mr. Faeldon. So he's saying that even previous BuCor officials, not singling out now Senator Bongo, should also...
De La Rosa.
De La Rosa, rather, should also be investigated dahil if they also committed the same or did the same process na ginawa ni Faeldon, mali din sila. What's the palace's position on that?
Well, I guess since that is the sentiment of the House, they should do something about it. They can always recommend filing. First, they will have to investigate. And then, they will have to recommend what their findings are and what the recommendation is with respect to those people.
But do you see logic in that? Because you've been saying that obviously these heinous crime convicts should not have been
Oh yes,
released.
because the law is very clear naman eh. Kaya lang, baka, ang tingin ko niya, baka ang defense nila dyan is yung implementing rules kasi allowed. Baka sabihin nila, yung sinasabi nila na erroneous interpretation.
And that's the same, sir,
Pero
with
in
Mr.
other words,
Faeldon.
pwede rin namang good faith. Pero bahala na courts kung anong sasabihin ng court yan.
Thank you, sir.
Follow up
Sir,
on that.
speaking of the courts, you said kanina, void ab initio.
Yeah.
Kailangan ba hintayin muna ang court to actually declare
Hindi
that?
na. Hindi na because kung void ab initio, ibig sabihin yung sentence nila has not been fully served. And therefore, dapat silang nasa kulungan pa. Kaya that's precisely why the President gave them 15 days. So kung qualified ka, walang mawawala sa'yo kundi you present yourself and then titingnan kung qualified ka. Pero kung di ka qualified, you have to go back to jail.
Okay, because it would appear now, sir, that the void ab initio is just coming from your office, the executive. Tama ba yun?
No, my statement is a legal opinion. That's its void,
Okay.
since there is no basis for the release. So the
So it will
DOJ
have
should
to
take
go
it from
to
there.
the court.
Huh?
It will have to go through the court.
Not really, kasi from our point of view, at least me, from my point of view, I suppose that's also the opinion of the Secretary of Justice. Since you have been released erroneously ng walang legal basis, then the logical conclusion is you're out and you have not served fully your sentence. So you have to go back.
Okay. Hindi ba, sir, kailangan ng recommitment order from the court?
Hindi, I don't think so.
Okay.
That could be a legal issue. The lawyer of that inmate could go to the Supreme Court and say na ganito, ganyan. We'll have to let the courts decide.
Thank you, sir.
Joseph, follow up on that.
Sir, question on coverage. Right now, we're focused on what happened under
Yes.
Faeldon, no? But we're dealing with a misapplication of the GCTA. Ang coverage ba, sir, nung pababalikin sa kulungan is all the way up to
2013.
when the law was passed.
Yes.
Kaya tayo may 1,900. So you have to arrest all of those people.
Well, kung hindi naman, dahil kung qualified naman I'm sure hindi naman lahat doon were convicted of heinous crimes or all of them were habitual delinquents or recidivists. Diba? So, depende.
All right. So
Yun
the
lang ang na-release under that policy
Exception.
or program.
GCTA, heinous crime convicts, correct? So who's going to determine this one is heinous, this one is not? This one is...
Hindi, makikita naman sa record yun kung anong conviction mo
And
It's
that's the
in the record.
DOJ's problem.
It shows in the record whether you're convicted of what crime.
Definition. But we don't have, well, they're pointing out, we don't have a definition of.
Sir, are we basing it on the list of heinous crimes in the death penalty law?
What do you mean?
Sir, hindi kasi wala tayong list or clear definition of what heinous crimes are. Some are saying that we're just going by the list that's stated in the death penalty law. Yun ba yung magandang basis for determination?
If there is a definitive definition of heinous crime, then dun mag-a-apply yun. If, for instance, this is my personal opinion, if, for instance, there is no definition of heinous crime after the passage of 10592, prior to that legal definition introduced in another law, to my mind as a lawyer, that will not apply. Kung walang heinous crime, paano mo ma-determine kung heinous crime to hindi? Kasi wala pang definition at the time.
Precisely,
Pwedeng
sir.
they can argue, ba't parang pareho din yan? Kasi, ba't kailangan hindi pa pwedeng i-retroact mo? Dapat, ang retroactivity nga dapat favorable sa accused. Ang gagawin mo ngayon, pinaparusahan mo na hindi naman dapat.
Okay.
Thank you, Ina. Follow.
Sir, sorry. So, paano nga? Who then, or how do you determine?
Hindi nga. Sa akin, ang opinion ko niyan, kung akong nasa committee na magdi-determine whether kasama siya dun sa hindi coverage, I will have to consider when the legal definition of a heinous crimes was enacted. Pag pumasok siya, wala ba? Kung 2013 yung 10592, di ba? Saka lang nagkaroon ng definition ng heinous crime, hindi ko isasama yung 2013 to 2014. Kahit na yung, halimbawa, if heinous crime is murder at nakalagay dito murder, hindi ko isasama dito yung year na yon. Kasi, nire-retroact mo yung against the accused. Ang ruling doon palagi, it should be favorable, i-retroact mo.
Thank you, sir.
Follow up lang kay same issue. Joseph, kaya muna tayo kay Jinky.
Magiging ex post facto law kasi yun.
Sir, dito lang po sa GCTA law, ang mga napalaya na po before ba, sir, can they invoke presumption of regularity sa release orders nila? Kasi ang tinatanong ng iba, sir, bakit kami magsasuffer ng mistakes ng BuCor? Ang pagkakaintindi nila, i-inaward yun sa kanila.
Unang-una, I
By
don't think
merits.
they have suffered. Nabigyan nga sila ng release freedom eh. So how can you be suffering?
But can they invoke the presumption of
Hindi, the
regularity on that,
presumption
sir?
of regularity is a general rule. There is an exception. What is the exception? Hindi nga kayo qualified from the very start. So, hindi na regular. Sisirain mo na, you will be destroying or demolishing the presumption given by law or by our judicial system as regular. Kasi napakita mo na, na-prove mo na hindi pa pwede pala.
Sir, kagabi mula nang magsalita ang Pangulo about dun sa pagpapasuko sa kanila, may mga sumuko na daw, sir. May nakarating na ba sa Office of the President?
Wala pa akong balita.
Okay, sir.
We will, of course, monitor kung sino. I'm sure the police agencies will be informing the Office of the President.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jinky. Balik tayo kay Joseph. Joseph.
Sir, coverage again. Now, in terms of investigating culpability, klaro yung kahapon, sir, even if he's been let go, if he's been fired, iimbestigahan pa rin si Faeldon, correct?
Yeah, kasi iniimbestigahan nga.
And who else?
Yung lahat ng mga nasa BuCor na those involved in the, siguro kasama na yung mga nagko-compute. Di ba may committee yon? There must be a group or a committee that will determine whether or not you're qualified, and then they will make the computation.
And we also go back to all the way to 2013, all the other BuCor chiefs.
That should be the logical
Okay.
consequence.
All BuCor. And the process would be DOJ will investigate, refer to ombudsman.
Bahala na si DOJ Secretary at turf niya na yun.
Okay. Can the ombudsman motu proprio on its own initiate proceedings?
Under the law, the ombudsman
They can.
can always, motu proprio, on its own, investigate any complaint by any person, and even without.
Yeah. So from the president's statements, is it going to be the ombudsman or the DOJ is going to do the investigating?
Pwede namang ombudsman sa DOJ both. Pwedeng
Both.
internal din sa DOJ for its own purposes.
And for what violations, sir?
O edi, binayolate mo yung regulation.
Which is-
Internally, kung merong regulation internal na dapat yung mga qualified lang, tapos nilagay mo doon, di may violation ka na.
The
So
president-
administrative, pwede ka.
Admin, initial.
Admin.
How about what the president said yesterday na it's possible na binili yung ibang...
Exactly. Admin muna. Pero if you can prove na there was corruption, kaya mo sinama, o edi criminal na yun.
How about lifestyle check?
O, kasama lahat yun, siyempre.
Okay, sir.
Salamat, Joseph. Bombo, pagkatapos kay Raymond, kay Julie tayo. Follow-up.
Sir, pero hindi ba para itong lip service suntok sa buwan? Dahil considering ngayon, lalo yung mga previously released, mga tanda na hindi na nga halos mamukhaan. So, how would the PNP and NBI and military could easily locate, identify them? Yung iba naka-abroad na. So, paano yung magiging proseso and even offering 1 million each of these almost 2,000 convicted?
That will be the problem of the police agencies, kung how they will go about it.
So, meron ba tayong parang time frame aside from the 15-day period for them to show up at BuCor?
Hindi, yung 15 days, pag natapos yun, di pwede na silang i-arrest as fugitive.
Sabi ni Mrs. Chong, parang masyado raw matagal or mahaba yung 15 days.
Yun ang binigay ni Presidente, discretion ni Presidente.
Thank you, sir.
Salamat, Raymond. Julie?
I think what is important is when the President saw that there was an irregularity, he acted on it immediately with dispatch.
Julie? Mike, please. Wala yung mic. Ayun.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, follow-up lang po sa question ni Joseph. You said na the probe might cover all previous BuCor chiefs. Are we just talking about yung BuCor chiefs na who released or committed, who authorized the release of inmates based on the RA 10592? Or are we talking about previous BuCor chiefs who also released inmates under the GCTA provided by the revised penal code?
Apparently, ang pinag-uusapan lang dito yung 10592. Kasi, yun lang categorical kung sino ang disqualified.
Sir, so, follow up doon. So, can the palace categorically say na prior to RA 10592, wala pong naging mali sa implementation ng
We cannot say
GCTA
na walang
under
mali.
RTC?
Well, what we're saying is, we are, at this time, focusing on the violation of Republic Act 10592.
Okay.
If there is any irregularity committed with respect to computation of good behavior allowance prior to the enactment, then you have to complain para malaman natin kung meron nga.
Okay. Pero not like yung sa kaso ng 10592, hindi pwedeng imoto proprio yung prior years prior to
Hindi,
2013.
kasi
Kailangan may complaint,
kasi
sir.
ang klaro yung 10592 mukhang hindi na-implement ng
Okay,
tama.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Julie, MPC. Sabay si Joseph tsaka si Ine. Joseph. Ina.
Sir, doon sa 1 million peso reward for those who will not surrender, the President said he will announce or make a decision in 3 days if matutuloy yung reward na yun. But
Yeah.
he
Siyempre.
himself made a computation. Kung 1.7, kung 1,700, 1.7 billion, the real number is about 1,009. So,
tatanungin na si
close to
Secretary.
2 billion pesos. Is that prudent for taxpayers' money to be used for that, which is, the fault of government officials who wrongly implemented the law?
First, that is assuming that the 2 point how much?
1.9
Well, that is assuming that 2 billion will be spent for all of them. For all, baka all of them will surrender. So wala ka. Pangalawa, what is more important is that the government is doing something to protect the threat against society with respect to these convicts who have been incarcerated by reason of their crimes deemed to be heinous. In other words, they become potential threats.
But still, they were released
Even
not
then.
because of...
What is more important is you spend
Because of
money
erroneous
to secure your
interpretation.
people.
Okay. Sir, some are saying it would appear to be the biggest jailbreak daw yung nangyari.
Congressman Mandanas.
Your comment on
In
that?
the first place, when you say jailbreak, it was force. Since it was not force, it is not a jailbreak.
Jail release.
They were released.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ina. Joseph.
Sir, balik ako dun sa family. On February, what was it? February 7, when they came here, to your surprise, they were here.
Yeah.
And they said, tulungan mo naman kami.
Yeah.
At that point, wala pa silang letter, correct?
Wala pa, kasi nga wala pa letter. February 8 yung letter eh.
Exactly.
In-email nga nila yun eh.
Yes.
Kasi I do not take action on verbal request, verbal complaint. I want all of that documented. Mahirap yung mga verbal eh.
Yes. So at that point, there is nothing to refer.
No.
But you said, instead, sumulat kayo.
Oh, yeah, because you're already requesting me, di ba? Requesting me, pero you're saying it verbally. You have to write formally para I can officially act on it.
Yeah, but could you have said, no, not me, I'm the Presidential Legal Counsel?
You're wrong.
Okay.
As
why?
I said already, this office is taking to heart the policy of the President to open Malacañang to all, to serve every citizen of this country, to respond to any complaint, grievance, or request, or assistance. Had the Eileen family came to me, I would have responded the same. If they asked for my assistance why Mr. Sanchez is being released, then I would have referred it to the Bureau of Pardons and Parole, tell them that here is a letter of the Sarmenta family objecting to the release. So I'm forwarding it to you for your evaluation. And tell us what your action will be so that we will know in accordance with law so that I can properly advise the President.
But they're pretty confident to just go here to Malacañang, and the access is very.
As I
strict,
said,
right?
we don't even know how they were able to come.
But why are
But
they?
my experience here is that in Gate 2, hindi masyado. Kuminsan, stricto. Kuminsan, hindi. Eh, kuminsan, no, that's true. That's why they really have to be strict. Kasi kuminsan, nagugulat ako. Oh, ba't may tao dyan? So, nandito eh. O, teka. Pero sa Gate 4, hindi pwede yon. Kasi ang Gate 4, kailangan may advance, may request pa. Pero dito hindi masyado. In fact, pag interviews, hindi kayo obra doon. Kailangan, dito pwede. So, I think that's security problem of the PSG. Not us.
But they're pretty.
Yung lax, siguro yung lax.
But they're pretty confident to go here, right? I mean, and count on your help.
I think that's just an opinion. Kasi siguro, alam mo kung mga Pilipino, di ba? Mga Pilipino, pag nilapitan mo, kailangan po namin ng tulong, ganyan, di ba? Eh, kung minsan mga Pilipino, ang iba, suplado. Ay, hindi po pwede, wala kayong ganyan. Ay, iba naman, sige na nga, sandali lang kayo, mga ganyan. Kahit saan ka pumunta, ganyan ang mga Pilipino. Depende sa tao. Merong matulungin, merong suplado, merong mayabang, merong asar.
Which one are you?
Ako, I'm always smiling,
Accommodating,
accommodating,
careful,
according to
helpful,
according to Teddy Boy Locsin,
Helpful.
engaging.
helpful.
I'm helpful to all of you, especially even if I'm not, I don't have sleep. I have to make a statement so that you can write your stories.
Blessing and a curse. Okay.
Even if
Same.
I'm sleeping, somebody has to call and ring me up repeatedly. Hindi na nga sinasagot, nakakasampung pantawag. My God.
Pangalanan natin,
Si
sir.
Chona yon.
Maraming salamat, Joseph. MPC, Arian, Mylene, and RJ. Okay. Arian, please.
Hi, sir. Sir, question lang po. Kasi among those released were 3 Chinese drug lords under the GCTA law. Sir, paano po kung nasa abroad na sila?
Hindi, nakakulong pa eh.
Release, sir.
Na-release sa Munti, pero nandun sa, nandun sa, anong tawag doon, ng kulungan nyo sa bikutan ng immigration. Di ba? Yun ang alam ko.
Sir,
2 batch ba yun?
sir, yung ano, sir, si Ching Che Wu Hing Sam. Basta, sir, eto, sir, yung mga, at yun, sir, yung names. Basta, sir,
In other words, dalawang groups ang sinasabi
sir.
mo.
So, sir, yung halimbawa, sir, yung mga na-release na foreign nationals, and then, kasi, sir, since 2013 yung law, tapos nasa ibang bansa na sila, are we considering extradition?
Depende kung may extradition yung bansa. Kung wala,
So, paano yun,
mo
sir, kung
ma-extradite?
wala po?
Ano magagawa na natin? Di antayin natin na pumunta ulit rito na ma-arresto siya. Kung may extradition, i-extradite natin. Eh, paano kung wala? What can you do?
Okay, sir. And then, sir, the Department of Justice, kanina, sir, sabi ni Justice Secretary Guevara, they issued, they placed
Pati ka muna, yung kahit na wala tayong extradition, pwede naman tayong sumulat, makiusap sa police authorities.
So,
Kasi,
is the government
Ah,
planning that, sir?
Oh, bakit naman hindi? Kasi, ang iniisip ko rin, pabor sa kanila. Siyempre sabihin nila, oy, mga convicted, yan dito, felons on drugs. Baka kayo magka-problema, balik nyo na lang sa amin. Di ba? Kasi kung wala pa silang crime doon, dito nyo na lang ibalik sa amin. Baka okay sa kanila.
Okay, sir. And then, sir, nag-issue po kasi kanina si Secretary Guevara ng statement na nilagay na nila sa Immigration Lookout Bulletin yung mga napalaya na heinous crime convicts. Pero, sir, there's a 2018 Supreme Court decision that says yung pag-issue ng whole departure orders are, pwede lang po manggaling sa courts.
Hindi, iba yung whole departure order sa watch list.
Ayun, sir.
Watch
So,
list
paano,
lang
sir,
yun.
pwede pa rin ba, sir, makaalis ng bansa itong mga...
Hindi, paano makakalis? Sabi nga, nasa watch list ka. O di syempre, titimbrahan mo yung mga pulis. O di, arrestuin ka.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Salamat, Arian. Mylene, Pagkatapos si RJ.
Morning, sir. Sir, despite na pinagtanggol po kayo ng Pangulo, may statement po kasi si Senator Risa Ontiveros na you should also be investigated because you acted in a preferential way that benefited convicted rapist murderer. Tapos,
Paano
sir,
naman nag-benefit? Dininay nga eh. Yung nga kaya nga ako natatawa, may power daw. Merong power pero dininay. Ano bang power yun?
okay, sir. Ganyan din daw po ba kayo ka-accommodating sa mga
Oo.
pamilya na mga mahihirap na bilanggo?
Pati sa kanya, magiging accommodating ako kung may problema siya. She comes to my office and I'll accommodate her.
Sir, may...
Her mother is a very good friend of mine. As so is her sister. And it doesn't matter whether we're friends or not. If she has a problem, she can come to my office and I will refer to the appropriate entity that requires action on whatever complaints she will bring to this office.
Okay, sir. Bukod po sa pamilya ni Sanchez, meron din po bang lumapit sa inyo para humingi ng referral for executive
Marami,
release?
hindi ba dinala ko rito yung 50 plus
Meron
o
po.
hundreds.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
It's a normal request coming from inmates. In
Salamat.
fact, I think I stopped a syndicate there. May sindikato doon. Sindikato. You know why? I noticed na may nagre-request palagi ng yung computation in behalf of this and that. Palaging isa lang ang pumipirma. Sabi ko, so I told my lawyers, sabi ko gumawa nga kayo ng sulat, diretso nyo dun sa, sa convict. And tell them kung Pilipino tayo. Ang pinasabi ko na, natanggap namin to, pero galing sa isang tao hindi namin kilala at di naman nagpakilalang kamag-anak mo. Palaging ganun. Kasi nagre-respond kami. Nire-refer namin. Baka ako ginagamit ang opisina. Sinisingil sila, in other words, for writing letters to us. Nag-aabogado, which is illegal. Nahinto yun, nahinto. Kasi sinabi namin, we will no longer entertain. So, ngayon, ang mga natatanggap ko na ito, either father, mother, convict, or sister. Pero marami. I think ilan nag-a-average tayo, Asik na rin.
Siguro mga 5 every month sumusulat na.
Ang dami. Ay, lang ang dinala natin dito the other day. 50 yata may kitchen.
Thank you, Sec. Maylene, salamat.
At saka yung response nga pala ng ano tawag dito? Bureau of Pardons and Parole. Meron din silang template. Binabago lang nila number. Tapos may chinecheck lang sila kung anong naging action nila.
Thank you, Sec. Joseph, follow-up lang doon o paunahin na muna natin si RJ? RJ, tungkol ba doon sa ano? Okay. Other issue. Follow-up lang kay Joseph. Joseph, please.
Sir, you're confirming yung bilihan ng
No?
GCTA, at least the computation sa GCTA, right?
Hindi. Ang sinasabi ko yung yung may nagpapanggap na abogado, siguro,
Asking to do what? Recomputation, right?
No, writing letters.
Writing
letters.
To do what?
Instead na yung convict susulat, sumusulat kami in behalf of this convict, tapos kunyari may association sila.
Ano pinapagawa?
Hindi, kung po pwedeng tulungan sa kanilang problema nila gusto nila may pardon, gusto nila reduce ang sentence. Kasi automatically, i-refer mo yun sa Bureau of Pardons and Parole. But nakahalata nga ako na isang taong pumipirma, baka ako nag-aabogado to, sinisingil yung mga inmates. Libre naman ang magpunta rito, mag-refer, di ba? But by doing that, they're making money. Kawawa naman yung mga inmates.
Correct, sir. Is that within...
Lalo na kung ma-approve. dahil sa akin.
Is that you've noticed that since you assumed office? I mean...
Yes, pero natigil na yon. After, siguro mga napansin ko kasi, isang penmanship. Pero iba-ibang
Would you remember the name?
Ay, hindi ko naman. Baka si Asik na rin.
We will ask for the name, sir. Is he from somebody from BuCor?
From ano?
BuCor?
Ay, hindi ko alam. Pangalan lang.
Inmate lang.
Inmate ba yun? Inmate din? Okay.
Secretary, ganun.
Basta parang asosasyon ng mga ganito.
Okay. Joseph, maraming salamat. RJ, follow-up lang si Ana para hindi tayo maano doon sa issue. Follow-up on that, Ana.
Sir, maliban kay Mayor Sanchez, sir, wala na po kayong other clients before na lumapit din sa office ninyo to ask for a referral letter?
Marami nga, di ba? Sinasabi ko
Maliban kay
hundreds.
No, sir.
previous client ninyo, like Sanchez, families po nila na lumapit po sa inyo? Na
Like who?
nabigyan nyo?
You have to give me a particular name.
No, I'm asking, sir, kung meron ba na former clients ninyo na lumapit po sa inyo. Hindi ko naman alam sino-sino yung mga naging clients niyo before, sir, na convict po, na lumapit din sa
Meron.
office ninyo.
Ang patuan.
Anong hiningi po ng pamilya ng ampatuan, sir?
Hindi. Ang kaso naman ng ampatuan, I think one of the ampatuans is at large. At large. And the wife and the mother-in-law ba? Is that the mother-in-law? Tama. The mother of that ampatuan is at large, no? Yung mga kapatid niya na trial eh. Pero siya at large. And they're claiming that innocent sila. O sabi ko, ba't di sumurenda? Siyempre, idol sumurenda kasi pareho ng mga kapatid nakakulong hanggang ngayon, di pa tapos ang trial. So they're asking the intercession of the president. So, madali sabi, in one event, hindi ko alam kung paano sila naimbitan doon. Pinakilala ko, Mr. President, meron yatang, yung pala, parang kilala niya ng dati kasi mga taga-Davao eh. So, sabi naman ni Presidente, narinig ko sabi niya, antayin na lang ninyo kung anong judgment ng court. Nasa court na yan eh. And then, apparently sumulat sila, hindi ko na matandaan, nung sumulat sila sa Office of the President o hindi ng appointment kay Presidente. And then, parang I received a note referring them to me. So, nagpunta sila, I think mga 2 weeks ago lang ito, 2 weeks ago. And then, I told them, sabi niya, gusto namin ako si Presidente. Sabi ko, the fact na ni-refer ni Presidente sa akin yan, ibig sabihin, ganun din ang mangyayari dyan. Kaya ang advice ko sa inyo, pasurrender nyo na lang yung asawa mo. Mag-trial na lang kayo. Tapos sabi naman nila, paano kung makakulong? Ganyan talaga ang risk mo dyan. But, kasi according to them, yun daw mga testigo, nagsabi na nang hindi sila kasama. Yung pala ako, ano na yung trabaho ng abogado nyo. You surrender your husband, lawyer naman siya. You're a lawyer, you should know this. You better explain that to your mother. Kasi yung mother, siyempre mother eh. You explain to your mother-in-law na ganyan talaga ang batas. You have to surrender first. And then, magpa-PI kayo, o dun sa PI, di pwede nang i-recall yung warrant kung makita na talaga namang hindi kayo kasama. Yun.
Sa
Yun lang.
So far, sir, ampatuan lang, sir, ha?
Wala.
Wala na kayong maalala.
Wala na.
Sir, do you have any number po, sir, na doon sa mga nabigyan niyo po ng referral letter na sa Port of Par? Number na pinagbigyan po na magkaroon ng clemency or mapaliit po yung kanilang
Wala ang lumalapit
sentence.
through letters.
Yes, na naaprubahan po. Di ba, sir, yung letters na binigay niyo sa amin, may mga reply po?
Meron. May mga nakakalagay doon. Di ba? May mga response na granted, ng ganito, na-release na yan.
Ilan po sa kanila yung sir, heinous crime po, convicted po ng heinous crime?
Yan ang hindi ko alam. Hindi ko na alam yun. Wala na kaming way of researching there.
Sige, sir. Thank you, sir.
Salamat, Ana. RJ, pasensya na talaga para yung flow lang, tuloy-tuloy lang. Kasi other matters yung kay RJ. Ina.
Sir, but you confirmed that because
10 o'clock dumating siya.
Meron dito. Yung daw dumating nung Chona, yung February 21, ang lag daw 3 minutes lang nandito. Wala pa ako sa opisina. Hindi nga. 3 minutes. Wala pa nga ako. Paano kayo meet? Saka yung sinasabing meeting, as if nakipag-meeting. Paglabas ko, nandiyan na nga eh.
Sir, dun sa case ng ampatuan, but sir, you confirmed that you were able to get them an audience with the president.
Hindi, kasi nakita ko sila sa event. I think, alam ko sa Davao eh. Alam ko na.
So it was that meeting was a coincidence?
Hindi.
You were all at the same place?
Kasi official itong yung abogada, yung married to isa official. Kung mga asik yata o what.
Can you name this person ba? Itong sinong ampatuan yung at large na sinasabi niyo?
Hindi ko maalala, basta married to ampatuan. Anyway, I remember now the event was in yung ambassador foreign minister ng China. Merong dinner doon nagpunta kami doon, ang dami kaming cabinet members noon Davao, yes. Oh. So in other words, ang dami doon Muslim. Parang ang daming Muslim doon eh. Oh. Magkakilala sila kasi I don't know
Okay.
kung...
No, because kanina it would sound like you set up that meeting
I know,
for
I
them.
did not
Hindi
set
ganon.
up. No, I
Can you
didn't set
clarify?
Kumbaga nandun lang.
Okay. And then you brought them to the president?
Hindi brought. Kasi lahat kinakamayan eh. Di ba? Nakilala nga sila. In fact, kilala ni Presidente. Kilala niya ng dati.
So,
Kaya nga
sir.
ni-refer sa akin eh. Sabi ko naman,
Okay, now
sabi
I
ko,
get it,
kilala
I get
ko rin yan. Kasi nga, abogada eh. Nag-a-apply sa akin noon eh.
Okay.
Nag-a-apply
Pero
na.
before that meeting, nagpunta na rin sila sa'yo.
Hindi, yung girl, nag-apply sa akin, pumasok sa, wala namang bakante. Pangalawa, sabi ko, ang patuwang ka. Ako, baka ma-issue na naman ako niya.
So he, just
Sabi ko, mag-apply ka na lang sa
para
iba.
lang sa timeline, sir, nagpunta sa'yo dito and then later on in
Hindi,
some
nagpunta nung ni-refer na sa akin ng Office of the President.
Okay, yes. Thank you, sir.
Ni-refer
Maraming
na sa
salamat, Ina. MPC, mag-last question na tayo kay RJ. RJ?
Sir, there was a discussion on U.S.-China trade
US-China.
war last
Trade war.
night. Why was it brought up, sir, during the cabinet meeting?
Alam mo, hindi ko alam.
You wrote
You
a
know why?
statement.
Because I was falling asleep, I really had to beg leave. Pumunta ako doon sa kabilang adjoining room.
No, sir, but you wrote a statement. How come
Yeah, I
you
wrote
don't know?
a statement. Then I will read the statement. Teka, ilagay nyo nga yung statement kung anong nakalagay doon.
So you did not write this statement,
No,
sir?
because that's based on the transcript already. May transcript eh, tina-transcribe. Kaya binasa ko ang transcript, tapos nilagay ko na dyan. Ano nakalagay dyan? Where's that? Ito na, nasa na? Sumobra. Lampas. Balik. Move.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Ayan, sir, go.
Yan. The NEDA and the Department of Trade and Industry share the impact of the U.S.-China trade conflict. While the Philippines is vulnerable in the trade war, in the long run, any prolonged trade war will have negative effects. To counter these negative effects, the following were recommended. The passage of the Corporate Income Tax Rationalization Act, amendment of the Foreign Investment Act, intensifying investment campaigns in East Asia, expediting business process and reducing processing time in exports, among others. You know, this is very technical.
Okay, sir. So what did the president say about the recommendations?
Approve. It was immediately approved kasi somebody motion move. I move to approve. Anybody who objects? Okay, approve.
Sir, pakikwento naman yung nangyari sa discussion on ERA adjustment.
ERA.
Yeah.
Si Secretary Finance. Didiscuss niya yung magiging effect. Kasi yung Mandanas case, di ba? Nanalo sila. Ngayon, ang award yata 500 billion. Ang problema mo kung ibibigay mo yung 500 billion, ano matitira sa national budget? Di ba? But I understand from Solicitor General Calida, parang they were able to get from the Supreme Court an extension for the implementation of the award in 2022 yet. Okay? Ako naman, meron akong suggestion kasi paano ibibigay natin lahat yan? Sabi ko, simple lang yan. Let's file a motion in the Supreme Court to suspend the execution of the award of 500 billion kasi hindi kayang bayaran. And the alternative, we can ask the court na ibibigay natin yung part ng ERA installment para hindi apektado ang national budget. Yun lang naman yun.
Sir, you wrote in your statement, Mr. Dominguez discussed the possible early implementation of the Supreme Court's decision in the case of Mandanas versus Ochoa relative to the internal revenue allotment for local government units prior to fiscal year 2022.
Yeah.
So,
Hindi, may portion yata doon, sinasabi ni Secretary Dominguez, na merong portion doon sa award na pwedeng ibigay na hindi naman yung buo.
prior to 2022.
Prior. Kasi kung prior to 20, kung lahat ibibigay mo, talagang may problema tayo. This
But the
government,
decision, sir, 2022, di ba?
hindi,
yung
nakakuha sila ng
implementation.
extension, dapat yun ngayon na, pero nakakuha sila ng extension.
Okay. So, deferred.
Oh,
I see.
non-defer sa 2022, sabi ni Secretary Dominguez, meron naman portion pwede natin ibigay na hindi maapektuhan ng national budget, which is
Okay.
the idea.
Thank you.
And I do not
RJ.
think local governments will object to that. Matutuwa nga sila dahil na yung sinasabi nilang irang hindi natanggap nila, matatanggap nila ng dahan-dahan.
Thank you, Secretary. NPC? Okay na. May habol si Joseph.
Sir, yesterday, the President, when asked, I think sino ba yun? Tungkol sa arbitral award, what now? I think it's
What
Shona.
now, Mala?
And then he said, Covaris, di ba? So what does it mean? I mean, like, not literally the term, no? But in terms of what are we going to do now? Is he admitting, is he conceding that, we're not going to be benefiting from the arbitral award?
No. Ang sinasabi niya, nag-agree na nga yung dalawang party to continue to peacefully negotiate for the Pacific solution of the conflict. But meanwhile, let's go to the other areas of concern na wala tayong problema. Dito, tuloy pa rin natin. Tingnan natin kung hanggang saan tayo aabot. In other words, he is actually responding dun sa mga critic na naman na, wala ba lang nangyari sa atin? Nag-agree na nga sila. Tuloy natin ang pag-uusap pa uli natin. Pero dito muna tayo.
And that statement, with reference to what does it do to our claim?
Our claim, as the President said, is final, binding, and unappealable. It is a question of enforcing the same. Again, the question will arise, who will enforce it? How do you enforce it? We will have to look for a mechanism how to enforce it.
This is not,
Meanwhile, tingnan natin, pag-usapan kung paano mariresolve. But to my mind, even if there is an impasse, there appears to be joint cooperation by both parties with respect to the joint exploration of oil, and that is a good sign.
I'll go to that later, but just one more point. Just so it comes from you, we are not surrendering.
Oh, definitely we're not. I think that's very clear from the President's declarations.
And yung pong kwento niya kahapon na sabi ni Xi daw, ba't ako makikipag-usap sa'yo? Akin yan. Hindi naman yun ibig sabihin, sir, that the President agrees with President Xi.
Ganun din tayo di ba? Pareho lang naman ang posisyon natin, amin yan.
Sir, last, sa joint exploration, 60-40 yung lumulutang, but
Yes.
I think we were made to understand that the 60-40 will be seen per contract with the companies involved. It's not like it's a general...
Actually, hindi pa natin alam yan kasi, di ba, merong mga steering committee tinatawag, extra-governmental groups coming from both sides. I understand the Chinese side has already formed its committee. I haven't heard from Secretary Locsin kung meron na rin tayo. And then when they meet, malalaman na natin under what terms and conditions.
All right. 60-40, sir, are we agreeable to that when it comes to areas that are clearly in our EEZ? 60-40, ha?
Hindi.
EEZ.
Sabi ko nga, yan ang pag-uusapan. Hindi pa natin alam kung anong terms of reference.
Kasi nakasabay namin si Sec Kusi. Yeah, I think when we returned, no? Yung 60-40 may be applicable to contested areas. But as far as maybe Service Contract 57, that's in Palawan, clearly that is within our EEZ.
Di pwedeng ipasok yun under the terms of and conditions. In other words, if that is our position, di papasok natin yun.
All right. Now the policy is if with regard to areas that are clearly within our EEZ, we are not 60-40.
Ay siguro, kung yan ang posisyon ni Husi, being the alter ego of the President, unless overruled by the president, that is the policy.
Soundbite. What is that?
I said, if that is the policy of Mr. Uzi as energy czar,
To
to what? To limit the exploitation to certain areas, then that is the policy of the government unless overruled, altered, or amended by the president without prior notice. Everything is subject to change without prior notice with this president.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, MPC. Maraming salamat, Chief Presidential Legal Counsel and Spokesman,
Pwede na
Secretary Salvador Panelo.
Punta na tayo. By the
Back
way,
tayo sa
my guest is
RT1
the president of
and
Kiwanis, the incoming president of Kiwanis. He invited me to speak before them. Happy birthday, sir. Happy birthday.